Hello, everyone. Jose J. Garcia with Garcia Moham University here. So we're going to talk about the back axis pocket, the back pocket axis. Okay, what does it entail in? What is it, and how can I find it? I'm going to answer all those questions. But first, I want to list a few things of why you should get this option and why you can use of it. Okay, now there's a lot of mobile home investors out there. The market is growing. It's a beautiful thing, but a lot of questions are coming up. Okay, who do you have by your side to help you answer some of these questions when they come about? Let me ask you a question. What if a title has a lien? You're ready to close. You have the buyer, the seller. Maybe you're playing a wholesaler, but you realize somewhere in there that, hey, there is a lien, an active lien on the title. Now what? Time sensitive. One thing about deals, and regardless of what kind of investment it may be, it's that time sensitive. The quicker you can get through it, the quicker you can do it, the better, right? It all checks out. The longer you delay, the longer you give somebody else to come in and take that deal. So that's one reason why we put that urgency behind a question. Get that question answered right away. You need quick answers. You have to be able to have somebody by your side you can reach out to and ask, how do I this? Okay. What if you're done at the DMV and they will not close on it because the current name on the title, whoever owns it, has it under an LLC or even a corp? Will they transfer the title directly to you? There's another question. The answer to that is no, they will not. So these are questions again that you have to have quick answers to. And the funny thing about that one question there is I've actually have had to have my buyer or my investor at the DMV or tax assessors put your phone on speaker. And I've had to coach the DMV rep. True story. So it happens. Nothing against anybody, especially not these reps. Everybody has a job. We all have something to do, right? But many times, and I tell my students this is, one thing about mobile homes is even though it is blowing up, it is growing, the market is steady upcoming. And, I'll contribute that along with anybody else's coaches, more people, because we're bringing more and more people into the market. But still, when you think about going to the DMV and or tax accessor's office, you will be shocked many times at how some of these reps that work there will look at you when you try to do something as simple as transfer a title. Transfer title, there's a question there because it is not so common in this county, perhaps, or this individual has not dealt with that. So you would think that they will go through some maybe training. And again, nothing against that. I mean, they're used to real estate, they're used to taxes, tax deeds, etc. But now here you come with a mobile home, or think about a wholesale deal. You come into the DMV where I suggest strongly you do all your deals, and you coming in with the buyer, the seller, you're the wholesaler, and you try to explain this to the rep. There's going to be a lot of eyebrows going up and a lot of question marks, and you may get passed around the room. So again, how do you get all these questions answered? You have to have somebody there by your side or somebody you can make a quick phone call to. And again, I've had calls from the DMV. Basically, my student telling the rep, well, I got my coach here. Let him explain it to you. And I've had to explain it to him. This, that, those, and then some of that, whatever, and explain it. And okay, it makes sense now. So these things happen and these things will occur if you stay investing long enough. But why would you need the back pocket access? And you can find it directly on our site right there at garciamhu.com. You can email me directly at j@garciamhu.com, as you see behind me as well. Any questions, suggestions, concerns on that, if you have something specific that you would like to ask me before you invest in that option, absolutely ask me. But I mean, these questions, the point behind this is that, again, it's the urgency. I've got to get these questions answered now. I don't have time for my coach to get on the next week's call or next month, or I don't know who your coach or mentor may be or how your calls are set up. But I can think of it this way with my coach and mentors. If I have a question I need answered today, I don't have time to wait till next weekend when we have a call set per se, or next month, or again, depends, right? So I have to have somebody to reach out. Well, that can be us. This is what this option is. We use a couple different apps, and we'll give you more details if you invest in this here. But it's very quick. Within 5 to 10 minutes max, you will have an answer. Okay, and again, this could be the majority that we see on these calls are typically more around closing time. There's an issue with the title, the seller, the buyer. Something has occurred. There's a mistake on this, or somebody didn't sign right. It can be anything. You have a full access. Now, the way this option works, it's a 30-day subscription. So you upfront invest for it, and for those 30 days, you have access. Now, let me state this. If you text me or message me through one of these apps, or one of our reps at 3 in the morning, guys, we're probably not going to get to you till first thing in the morning. So I try to make you realize that now. I get to understand that, there is a little bit of conflict there when you think of time zones, etc. We've had students in California, which are 2, 3 hours behind us. So there's a little bit of, exception to that. But nevertheless, we try to make it, we're there available throughout all day, most days, because this is an option that comes through an urgency line. Okay. So and so has a question. Okay, read it to us. Let's see what it is and let's go ahead and answer it. And many times this can turn into a phone call. If between these back and forth texts or messages, they're more like a walkie-talkie video, by the way. And I'll mention one app that we use, Marco Polo. Okay, whereas much like this, I will get on and okay, if it has a lien on that title, go ahead and get the tax accessors there to run the VIN number and make sure to see that it is no longer active. Because on a lien, for instance, and let me talk on this one real quick, okay, there should be a signature on it. If there is a signature on the title, but on the tax accessor, it still shows that the lien is there. That just means that the tax accessors have not updated their system, and that is very common, by the way. There's a tip and nugget for you. So we would answer these. So go ahead and proceed with the deal. There should be no issue, no other concern. Maybe I even tell you, go ahead and call whoever it is listed on that title. Give them a call and ask them about that VIN number, and they'll run it and they'll be able to clarify. But again, quick answers. I need quick answers. I'm at the closing table and I have my buyer, I have my seller. You imagine telling them, let's come back next week. That's not what you want to do. They will come back next week without you. So you don't want that. You don't want to get cut out of the deal. But any and every lesson that we coach, you can use this just as well for these. You can message us, how do I get another lead? How do I approach another off-market deal? How do I talk to a seller? Hey, I have an elderly couple. They're thinking about selling. I don't want to pressure them too much, but I think they may have options. How do you suggest we should approach this? There you go again. I will walk you through. Well, this is what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and give them a call, et cetera, and we go from there. Okay. What about the handyman? Let's say you have a handyman and suddenly they become ill, Lord forbid, something like that. Or bottom line, they don't like you anymore and they took off. You have a project, you have a mobile home currently being rehabbed. Again, when it comes to rehab, every day that mobile home sits, it's only costing money, and that is you. It'll cost you as an investor money. With every day that it sits there, you're still paying lot rent, you're still paying utilities, you're still paying insurance, you're still paying holding. It's adding up, and not in a good way. So you have to be able to find a contractor or a handyman. That's the question we get all too often as well. How do I locate another handyman? I know some people here, but the project is 7 hours away. Should I send them there? No, you should not. Hey, at the end of the day, if that's what you have to do, then you do what you have to do. But I would suggest no, hire somebody local to that market wherever this home is at, and get them in there ASAP with a thorough due diligence interview, like we do anybody and everybody we hire. So same thing, there's no rush to skip the steps here. We do everything accordingly. So keep that in mind. But that's another question that we can't answer for you. Okay. Quick solutions is what we're getting at here. Coming up, I lost on quite a bit of deals because I had a lot of questions that many times, honestly, even Googling them, I could not figure it out. And I wasn't much of a networking kind of person at the time starting out. So I didn't believe in call him, her. It's okay. We'll just let it be. And that's okay. Let it be meant pass the deal and pass the deal. One too many times I thought to myself, I can't keep passing deals. Everything else checked out, but there were little concerns here and there that, again, and it was me standing in my way. But at the same token, I had nobody to call. You have me to call. You have GMHU. You can give us a call. You can send us a message, and you can definitely subscribe to this investing coaching. Closings is definitely one of the biggest ones. Like I said, and these are time sensitive. If we need to jump on a call, we can do so. Setting up a wholesale deal, if you do have a deal now that you think, but you cannot locate a buyer or a seller or the other way around, whichever way, you're a connector. When you're a wholesaler, you are a bridge between the buyer and the seller, vice versa, right? All you're doing is connecting these two people. The transaction gets complete and you get paid profits within. So if you need help with setting that up as well, how about a double wholesale? How about one that your profits exceed what you're actually quotations buying the property for? That would definitely call for a double wholesale, because you don't want that conversation even to come about. Somebody making half of what you're making just in profits, and not so well. So you don't want that. But that's something that we can definitely walk you through, how to double wholesale, how to use other people's money. If you need a double wholesale, but you don't have the funds, I need to close on this. I need to have the money and get that title, but I don't have the funds for this. So what should I do? Well, we'll teach you how to do that as well. You can reach out to me and I can definitely walk you through. setting up an RTO. Let's say you went through the whole process, you're in this, and this is the thing about this option is that you can be anywhere in the investing world at this time. You could have multiple rentals. This is not a beginner's by any means. Anywhere. You could be a park owner who wants to message me about how to raise your cap rate. I have issue with the leak. That was the latest one that came to me, by the way, about a couple of days from a park owner down Central Florida. Hey, I have a leak in the park somewhere. I don't know what the issue is, this and that. We've had an issue like this before in the park. Here's a nugget for you park owners. If you suddenly see that water bill raising, you definitely have a leak, but it doesn't mean that there's actually a pipe broken somewhere. The previous time that we had this, we brought handyman in there, contractors found the issue. It was not underground, it was inside the mobile homes. Multiple. Here's your tip and nugget. Okay. The plunger part inside the toilet bowl, all of them were leaking. Water was literally running through. So that was enough to increase that bill, and they were only getting worse and worse. Obviously, problems over time just get worse and worse. So that we found that. But again, this is for anybody who wants to invest in this subscription. And now once you do it one time, you can continue to do it. So after the 30 days, what happens is this lapses and your investment terminates, but then you can renew it again. It is not an automatic thing, so don't think that you're going to continue to start paying. Okay, how many times can you use it? How many times can you message us through the day? However many times you need us. That is the beauty of this. Now, I would message me saying, hey, how are you? Maybe you can. I'll be happy to respond to that too. But use it wisely. Use it to your advantage. Okay. If you have multiple deals you're working on, you have a lot of things happening, I would jump on this option any given day if I needed it. Absolutely. We can all use questions. And it's always that, even the security. Many times I've noticed from my coaches, I know my next step to a certain investment and I know certain things I should be doing, but it's just that little insecurity, a little thought behind your head that's thinking, I'll run it by my coaches. I'll see it's a great deal. Bam, I need nothing else. Good to go, engaged. Hope this helps. Back Pocket Access. Check it out on GarciaAMHU.com. And if you're interested, send us a message. Thank you for watching.